Room 11. Nice painting. Cool little pirate ship over here. You can see on the side too. Here's the chest. Hold it back. I don't know if you can open it. I guess there's no tarot cards or crystal ball in there. Allowed up here. Freeze about to fall in. This will be wrong. This way. Back to room 11. This is the only way out. I was checking out this like little journal entry that people have been reading and writing over the years, and I looked at this one entry and it says from January 25th, 2016. Love, love, love the historical vibe in this place. We so enjoyed our stay. This room is special as we feel that in the smaller room there's a spirit presence. He/she likes music and singing. When I would sing, the lights in the room would flicker in and off a lot. When I would stop and leave the room, they would decrease. The flickering, that is, also the spirit unhooked my friend's buckles and her jacket on both sides. Enjoy this active room. Oh, we also heard a cat meow in the room. There was no cat with us. And then there's this one. It says, my husband and I checked in Friday night for our honeymoon weekend. It was wonderful checking in person the first night, Friday night. I was woken up at 1 a.m. by footsteps outside our windows. I waited to see the shadows of the persons walk by, but never did. Then I heard a woman talking to another in hushed voices. Then at 3 a.m. I heard the loudest bang ever. I want to believe it was the cannon that is in the park 70 yards about from the something Cosmopolitan, but it seems I am the only one who heard this. I look forward to tonight to be continued. ... It's like, how the fuck could it have been the cannon 70 yards outside in the park? See these cards here? These are my divining and oracle cards. I ask of you, Lady Ysidora, if you can show me some sort of sign through these readings. Give me some sort of significance here. Something that can catch my eye. Do you think you can do that for me, please, Lady Ysidora? You can start with my tarot deck. So Ace of Pentacles, a hand issuing, as usual, from a cloud, holds up a pentacle. Definitory meanings, perfect contentment, felicity, ecstasy, also speedy intelligence, gold. Reversed, the evil side of wealth, bad intelligence, also great riches. So, Lady Ysidora, I ask you again, do you feel perfect contentment haunting this house that you've lived in, your dream home, dear beloved? Yes? So temperance, economy, moderation, frugality, management, accommodation. Reversed, things connected with churches, religion, sex, the priesthood. Also unfortunate combinations, disunion, competing interests. So Lady Ysidora, I ask you, does any of your religious upbringings or connections to the church, maybe possibly the church, Catholic Church that is close to here, are these spiritual beliefs something that keep you tied or bound to this earthly realm? Up and down for no, side to side for yes. No? Alright, so master healing. As you meditate, remain true to what inspires your heart and commit to your spiritual path. You become an increasingly powerful healer. You're here to live your own life, to be true to what genuinely moves you. The unconditionally loving guide and ascended Master Serapis Bey comes to you now with a blessing of Master Healing to further your success on your path. The Master Serapis Bey is a beloved guide for those who feel a strong soul connection to ancient Egypt, for healers who are developing their own modalities, and those who love to work with the high-frequency concepts. He also assists with the translation of spiritual inspiration into practical worldly plans. He comes to confirm that the ascended masters are aware of you. You're an integral part of a powerful spiritual team that has taken physical incarnation to help awaken consciousness into love. You are asked to tune into your heart. What do you love enough to overcome any obstacle to attain it? What motivates and inspires you? Know what seems possible or practical, but what is authentic. We are most powerful when we serve authentically from the heart. A bird might learn how to dive underwater from time to time, but it is never going to be at its most powerful if it is to live underwater. It would struggle to thrive if it were to force itself into such unnatural expressions of its life energy. The bird yearns to fly because that is its divine nature and purpose. You too have a divine nature and purpose, and your heart holds the clue. What feels most like you? It is difficult to access the truth of our own nature when we believe we should live up to the expectations of others. If we are attached to an outcome or afraid of an answer, we can unintentionally block our perspective faculties, a spiritual version of sticking our fingers in our ears and shouting blah blah blah. The blessing of Serapis Bey includes his clear flame of divine cleansing light. This can assist us in letting go of whatever blocks us from knowing the truth of our nature. We are willing to be who we are, the universe can more easily guide us to fulfill our destinies. Serapis Bey will help you see yourself truthfully. You may gain feedback from others that helps you understand the value of what you share. Or you may simply find it easier to view yourself objectively with a compassionate, appreciative, and discerning inner eye. As you learn and accept who you are, you become a more powerful vibration for masters to put to use in the plan of love. If you have a dream in your heart, know that it has been placed there for divine purpose. What you dream and desire contains the seed of divinity. It is meant to help attract your life mission and fulfill it with love, joy, creativity, and pleasure. If we are willing to go through what is necessary for an outcome, it will happen for us. The details may appear different from what we imagined they would, but the truth remains. If you ask for something and are willing to go through the process required to have that come to life, it will happen for you. The universe is that generous, unconditionally supportive, and loving of you. It is your creative partner. It will provide you with all that you need to manifest your dreams, desires, and destiny. I call upon loving Master Serapis Bey and his Master Healing through the clear flame of truth and grace. I ask to know in the perfect time, in the perfect way, according to divine wisdom, the truth in all matters of importance to me in my divine life journey, and now including here you may ask. I ask to be lovingly shown my true nature, my deepest desires and most inspired dreams. Please help me know myself so that I know how best to live my divine destiny. May all beings on the path of self-knowledge be assisted and supported with unconditional love through my own free will and divine grace, so be it. So, Lady Ysidora, do you feel like you are missing pieces of your true self that you have yet to unlock in the lifetime that you spent here on Earth, and not knowing those things could possibly be reasons for you to still feel like you might want to haunt, or what's a better way to put it? Do you feel like you didn't necessarily you didn't fulfill all of your desires that you wished you could have fulfilled during your lifetime? And that energy of yearning or not feeling fully complete are those things that might still be tying you down to this specific area. Up and down for no, side to side for yes. No? May I ask you again, Lady Ysidora, is the reason why you're still attached to this house, does it have something to do with your near-death experience, the most tragic piece of your life that I've personally come to know of? Is that what keeps you trapped in this material dimension or plane? No? So the heron symbolizes life, feminine energy, renewal. The heron is a bird of the water and is thus associated with the feminine energy of regeneration. In ancient Egypt, the heron was the first transformer of the human soul after death. Because it was seen in flight over the fields when the Nile began to flood, it was associated with fertility and the renewal of life. The Roman epic, the Aeneid, the heron is again a symbol of renewal and is depicted rising from the ashes of the burned city of Ardea. So, Lady Ysidora, I ask you, what is holding you back from renewing your lifetime on Earth? Is it fear of the unknown? No? Is what's holding you back from returning home and beginning anew? Is it this house? Is it the fact that this house is still existing, that it just continues to have some sort of energy that continues to linger as long as it's still built? Yes? Alright, so the Five of Hearts means someone in your life is jealous. The Queen of Hearts means a kind blonde woman. Ace of Clubs, financial fortune, wealth, good news. King of Diamonds, an accomplished older man of influence with light hair. Six of Clubs, success and prosperity, financial help. Three of Diamonds, legal trouble, domestic arguments. Queen of Spades, a dark-haired woman or widow. Seven of Diamonds, challenges at work. Six of Diamonds, relationship troubles, problems, and a second marriage. Life is jealous. Queen of Hearts. And blonde woman. Aces, Clubs. Financial fortune, wealth, good news. King of Diamonds. Accomplished older man of influence, light hair. Three of Diamonds, legal trouble, domestic arguments. Queen of Spades, dark-haired woman or widow. I obviously weren't a widow. Or you could have been. Not sure. Seven of Diamonds. Challenges at work. Six of Diamonds, relationship troubles. Alright, so, first question I have for you, Lady Ysidora. Did you have blonde hair? Up and down for no, side to side for yes. Yes? Were you a widow, Lady Ysidora? No? Next question I have for you, Lady Ysidora. Was your financial wealth that you've had in your lifetime, is it something that keeps you attached to this material world? Yes? Did you have any relationship troubles with your husband? Or any domestic arguments or legal troubles that might still have negative energy that keeps you connected and attached to this house on this earthly plane of existence? No? Are you still attached to your husband, your relationship with your beloved? Is that relationship that you've had in your past lifetime something that keeps you drawn to this house and the experiences you've had with him? Yes. So, the topsy-turvies, change of viewpoint, fresh looks, new ways of seeing. When life is confusing, the turvies may come to visit you. Nothing draws them like a bit of mental muddle. They don't cause our disarray. They are attracted to it. Confusion is an important stage of growth, and they delight in helping things to grow. They live everywhere and are exceedingly busy. Fortunately, they are quite prolific, so there are a lot of them. When the topsy-turvies show up, it indicates that someone needs to look again, to make an effort to see things from a different point of view. It suggests that confusion may exist because we are asking the wrong questions, or perhaps we have made assumptions that are incorrect. We have run into a brick wall built of those misconceptions. The turvies ask us to back up, to question our assumptions, and to try to see things from the viewpoints of the other people involved in our muddle. They ask us to let go of our attachment to our own point of view, to stop saying ought and should, especially about other people. Most emphatically, they suggest that we start trying to see things as they really are instead of as someone thinks they should be. This card is a warning that someone involved in the question or issue at hand is mentally upside down or possibly sideways. In reading, the turvy suggests that things need to be looked at from another angle. We need to back off from our emotional entanglement and look anew. Much of the apparent confusion about the issue is caused by a faulty point of view. Get the opinions of honest others and then relook at your own. Defensiveness and denial may be causing much difficulty. Try imagining that you are looking at the situation from the point of view of each other and others involved. It's not an exercise in deciding how the other ought to see things, When discovering how they really do, words like "he ought to see that" are not useful at this time. If the Turbies card turns up and another point of view does not readily suggest itself, it may be useful to draw another card for further information. Or you might choose to do another reading, addressing that issue independently. Remember to pause to listen for hints from the Turbies themselves. They are the experts in the field. I believe no fairy is completely good or bad, but fluidly embodies both extremes. Do you feel like you are trapped in this house, on this earthly plane of existence, this material, three-dimensional realm, the physical plane, refusing to turn home, or turning home and turning in again back to this place of high energy that is drawn to your spirit? Does it have something to do with the way that others might have some sort of like different opinion in the way that you believe something should be, maybe in your religious faith in Christianity? Do you feel like maybe the beliefs from that religion are contradicting with the way that you personally view it, in despite of what others might have to do with it or something? Or the opinions of others who think maybe your death was indeed accidental, but feel like maybe it could have been prevented somehow if you would have done something. Is any of these sort of like contradictions from outside energies, do you feel like they are interfering with your spirit moving on from the physical plane? No? So, heart. Jack of Hearts. Love is the message of the heart. From the filial love of a parent to the erotic love of a partner, and all the shades of love in between. As Elizabethan poet Sir Philip Sidney wrote, "My true love hath my heart and I have his," which is the proper exchange between partners in consensual relationships. The heart has its own reasons, and they may not always be consonant with someone else's notions. When heart shows up outside a partnership context, look for enthusiasm, affection, caring, or satisfaction as an alternative way of reading it. You may perceive heartbreak, longing, or even heartlessness. Impact: affectionate, romantic, emotional, sharing, satisfied. Keywords: love, romance, generosity, affection, fellow, feeling, compassion, yearning, longing, desiring, platonic, attachment, connections, affiliation, membership, tendency, friendship, giving, caring, philanthropy, empathy, humanitarian, enthusiast, fan, sexual, erotic, heartless, responsive, keeping, remembering, treasuring, emotions involved, date, Valentine's Day, favorite, favoring, satisfaction, dedicate, passionate, sharing, bliss, compatible, fond, preferred. People, matchmaker, lover, philanthropist, fan, romantic, flirt, marriage/couples, therapist, heart specialist, love, love's bloom, romance, dating, flirtation, attraction, work, favoritism, work, satisfaction, dedicated to your work, finance and business, dedicated funds, philanthropy, preferred client, well-being, heart conditions, doing what you love, satisfying emotions. The heart of a giant is often hidden away, frequently within a set of nested enclosures in an undisclosed space, and the hero has to find where it's hidden in order to overcome the heartlessness of the giant's reign. So based off this reading, Lady Ysidora, I've learned that your husband has died about 2 decades before your death. Yeah. So you were indeed a widow. might have read your response incorrectly or whatever, but based on that fact, do you feel like the loss of your husband is something that keeps you tied to this house? And please try to give me your most honest answer. So yes. Thank you, Lady Ysidora. As you can see here, this is my setup that I was using. I just drew cards from each of these decks and arranged them onto this table. And here's my Ouija board. This is the pendulum I'm using. It's actually a necklace with a citrine gemstone in it because I don't know what happened to my original pendulum. Can't find it. So based off my card readings, we learned that Lady Ysidora was indeed a blonde woman, and she actually had blue eyes as well. She was fair, blue-eyed, blonde hair. I got that off a website called scvhistory.com. So that's a proven fact. And when I asked if she was a widow, the first answer I thought I got no. But luckily I asked a second time and I got yes. And Cave Johnson Coots died in 1874, which is her husband. And she died May 24th, 1897. About 20 years after his death. And were they wealthy? They were indeed wealthy. They made a lot of money off cattle ranching. And they never really had any relationship or legal troubles. They had a good marriage. Very successful. And it makes sense why she would be so attached to her husband since he died 2 decades before her death. And yeah, so looks like the readings that I got from my oracle and tarot card decks are mostly pretty valid for the most part.